Drinking game idea. Take a shot every time a character in this film says the words Roadhouse. You'll be trashed by 50 minutes in, I promise. They say it a lot because the bar that Jake Gyllenhaal works at is called the Roadhouse. It's like they called it that to constantly remind the audience that, hey, it's a Roadhouse remake. Remember the Patrick Swayze film? This is a remake of that. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
So the film starts out and it's very clear they're going for a darker, more serious, more gritty version of Roadhouse. And it sticks to that tone until the bad guys come in. All the bad guys in this are complete cartoons. They just walk into the bar, trash the place, and laugh about it and joke about it. They're assholes in a really over-the-top kind of way. All of the bad guys and douchebags feel like they're taken from a 1980s film and plopped into this film with all the cheesy dialogue and all the cartoonish over-the-top mannerisms that you'd expect from bad guys in a similar kind of film like this from the 1980s. Kind of like the original Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. Every single time these bad guys are on screen, it just completely flips the whole thing and I'm like, what the hell am I watching right now? Especially when Conor McGregor is on screen. I was concerned about this going in, and after watching it, all those concerns were completely valid. This is the most cartoonish, over-the-top bad guy I've seen in a film in a long time. I could not stand every single second he was on screen. He always has this massive, stupid, cheesy grin on his face, and he is spouting out all the one-liners, all the horrendous dialogue. Him and Jake Gyllenhaal are trading quips during the final fight, and again, it's just the tone. It's all over the place. Is it trying to be a serious action film, a serious fighting film, or is it trying to be Jokey McJokerson like most of the other Hollywood films nowadays? The film itself, I just found it kind of a slog to get through, and a generic slog at that. Jake Gyllenhaal comes in, he's the down-on-his-luck UFC fighter, and that's the thing, Dalton in this film, way more of a depressing Dalton compared to the Patrick Swayze Dalton. The Patrick Swayze Dalton was interesting because he was the most renowned, best bouncer in the business, and he comes in and he has his very strict set of rules, and he's teaching them all to the other bouncers, and it was kind of interesting just seeing him lay out the law like that. But Jake Gyllenhaal is just a UFC fighter who's suicidal. Seriously, 10 minutes into the film, he parks his car on a level crossing and a train's coming. So yeah, not a very fun character to spend time with. And I know that's part of the formula. He goes to the bar, starts a job, meets the locals, meets the girlfriend, and he's going to get this new lease on life type thing. But it just didn't really come through in the writing and the execution because it's just all generic stuff. The other characters, the girlfriend, the doc character, generic. The little girl he befriends at the bookstore, generic. So watching this new, brooding, suicidal Dalton befriending these generic characters in the town just made the first hour of this film kind of a drag to sit through. It's clear that the filmmakers were trying to give a more modern, up-to-date, grittier version of Roadhouse, whilst also trying to throw back to the cheesiness of the 1980s Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze, but both of these desires just never really came together to make a cohesively entertaining experience. I get it, it's Roadhouse. It's not trying to be deep, it just wants to be entertaining and fun. But even films that exist for pure entertainment value, is it too much to ask for them to be at least decently written, and for them to just not be annoying? Sorry Doug Liman and Jake Gyllenhaal, but Bezos was right to dump this onto Amazon Prime because it was not worthy of the big screen. There is one thing that Roadhouse did do for me. It got me more excited to explore the Florida Keys section of the GTA 6 map. Apart from that, just stick with Patrick Swayze.
Roadhouse.